Good evening and welcome to Side 21 and tonight's episode of The Jungles of Paldir. If this is your first time catching us on this series, this is a heroic campaign where the party treks through the mysterious jungles on the island of Paldir. Just a couple quick announcements before we jump into tonight's episode. You can head over to side21.tv and check out our brand new merch store. We've got hats, hoodies, beanies, and lots of other goodies that will allow you to have a +3 on all charisma checks going forward. You can also find us on social media at Side21TV. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, and we would love to see you there. And without further ado, I think we'll go ahead and jump in to tonight's episode of The Jungles of Paldir. Alrighty, where last we left off, our party found themselves washed up on the beach of the southern tip of the island of Paldir. After some reconvening with each other, you made your way into the jungle, walking along the banks of the river through the dense palm trees. What we have learned now is both Faerunian and Fae kind of plant life interspersed throughout. You guys made your way, making camp for the night once along the bank of the river, hearing some sounds, not knowing exactly what was going on there. You woke up the next day, caught a fish, and continued along the bank of the river until you stumbled upon what looked like a big primate creature perched on top of a rock, surrounded by some crocodiles, some of these giant lizard creatures of the rivers here. After a bit of combat, you guys were able to rescue this gorilla, whom you learned their name was Gorman. You talked for a bit and learned that he resided in a settlement or a village named Banthura that was not too far away, maybe an hour or two away. He was very grateful to be rescued, promising a reward. Abigail mentioned that she would like to compare notes with him, and he let you guys know he's got a whole library that you could check out. So after making your way through the jungle the rest of the way to Banthura, following behind Gorman, he gave you a map to the islands. He told you a little bit about the culture of Banthura, letting you know that they are vegetarian, they love spicy food, they kind of live through the guidance of their ancestors. You also learned a little bit about their kind of keen ability to use engineering, like water wheels, conveyor belts you've seen. Regardless, you made your way to Banthura. Gorman lowered a elevator down to the earth level, the riverside level, and you guys made your way up to the top. He then led you to the Inn and Tavern, where you met Murray Kai. You guys spent a little bit of time with her, getting some drinks and some yeast for one of you. And then you guys got some rooms. Lothario, you realized in the mix-up of the shipwreck, or perhaps somewhere along the way you had lost your brewery supplies, but you did remember that there was a keg of beer downstairs, so maybe something to uncover where that came from in the future. But quickly after getting into your rooms, you guys elected not to take any kind of rest and made your way to the northern largest tree here in the like kind of pentagram of trees that make up the surroundings, the kind of the border of Banthura here. Made your way up there, went into Gorman's library. He gave you each 2 of the largest banana coins each. So you got 2 wooden coins with 3 bananas stamped on each one of those. He also allowed you to go through his books. Abigail, you were able to find, kind of tucked away behind what looked mostly like Gorman's kind of handwriting. It looked like most of this was his own personal notes, whether based off stuff he found or just things he observed. But the journal that you found seemed to be in a different handwriting, and it had all kinds of weird sketches, and it looked like places on the page where he had repeated the same symbols over and over again. But you did find a couple pertinent facts to what you guys are doing. It seemed whoever authored this journal had indeed seemed to discover the location of a temple somewhere on the island. You learned that the area surrounding that temple, he referred to it as kind of shifting sands. He said that the geography was never the same. You could go one place and then the following day go back to that place and it would be a completely different area. You also learned that time on this island is distorted from the rest of Faerun. You learned that you could basically spend an entire week on this island and only a single day will have passed on the mainland. And then the very last thing in this journal that you read was whoever authored this seemed to be fearful of the pirates of the island and believed he was being watched by them. And that was the last entry in this journal. After reading all this, I will say, Halbor, you spent a little bit of time adding to Gorman's collection of knowledge. You gave him the characters of the 2 languages that you spoke. I believe it was Gnomish and what was the one other one?
And Elvish.
And you kind of, gave him a little bit of the cultural, notes on Greater Faerun. As you guys kind of were coming to a close of thinking that you got most of what information that you could from this space, you began to hear a sound outside. The sound of something like this. And that is where we find ourselves now, here, having looked through the library here in the northern tree on Banthura. I'm going to go ahead and open up the map of Banthura for you guys. You can look at that at any time. But yeah, so you guys are right up here inside the tree here in Gorman's library. As you begin to hear the sound of some festivities going on outside, you learned from Murray Kai or Gorman that they do kind of a little like drum performance every night, usually to celebrate the end of the day and herald in the evening's community meal. What would you guys like to do as you hear these sounds coming through the doorway? A little distant from where you're at here, but nevertheless audible.
Because yeah, we're like the most northest one, right? We're like all the way up.
That's correct. Yeah, you guys walked through the whole village between the inn and tavern down here at the bottom, all the way up to this northernmost tree on our map here. And we learned that the drum circle in the community area is kind of on the bottom left part of the middle platform.
Well, I would finish like tidying up my notes to hand over. I'm not going to pronounce his name right. Pronounce his name for me one more time.
Gorman?
Gorman, thank you. Yeah, I'm just tidying up my notes to give to Gorman, and then I'm going to go find Lithariel and be like, do you hear that? It's the drums. I'm so excited to see this ritual in action.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of saying something to B as well, like, Great, so there's going to be definitely pirates waiting for us. That's wonderful. What?
But for now, you can show off your talents. There's music happening.
I suppose I could try. There's a lot of people here I don't know.
Usually how performing goes, is it not?
You're right. Are we done here? For now?
I think at least for now, yeah.
Okay, Thariel's gonna turn towards the door and start walking towards the thing. Kind of little pep in his step, like.
Oh, it seems that the music has started. I have a few things to finish up with here, but if you all are headed down there, I'm sure I'll see you later.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure, really. I mean, I may not be here to help you without you all having saved me.
Of course.
I think I just have this like satisfied little look on my face as I like follow, as I go find Morga and then just like follow her out.
Yeah, and you look as you hand those over. It looks like the thing that he needs to do is study what you gave him.
Makes sense. Yeah, so I'm gonna start walking down towards the music.
All right, as you guys make your way out of Gorman's library and office, you make your way down across the bridge from whence you came to the middle platform here. You go back through these buildings. You see, many of those same shops that you saw before. You see spell component shop, weapons and armor, the inn and tavern down there at the bottom. You've got the farmer's market, the brewery, there's a clothing shop, a fishing shop, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you make your way down and you can see now you round the corner and you can see there's a group of 3 of the Banthorian residents, these big gorilla-like figures that are surrounding these hand drums, and they are going to town. And you see there's a few people starting to arrive. You can see there's at the tables here, there's a larger kind of community style table that looks like they've set up in front of the inn and tavern, and you can see Murray Kai is there beginning to bring things out from the interior, from the kitchen. You can see like big steaming pots of different things, and she's setting them out on the table. There are a few people kind of milling around, but you can see like a small line is forming in front of the table. There's the evening has begun to fall here. You're seeing torches are beginning to light the area. So it's more of like a fire kind of flickering light. The shadows are dancing almost with the music as the torchlight flickers. But yeah, you guys make your way around the corner here as you approach the community area.
I think Lothario would just kind of immediately get a good vantage point, so I can just kind of like scope out all the like drummers and just kind of like watch what they're doing. Interested.
Cool.
Morga's just gonna immediately pick up Halbor and just put him on her shoulder just to be able to see everything. Here you go.
Oh, this is always the best. Thank you so much.
How fun.
After I'm like placed properly, I'm gonna like pull out a little like candle so I can actually like have a small light and be able to see in the dark without being a dangerous flame.
Okay.
So then I'll just use Prestidigitation's flame play to light it.
Nice. When I look around the drummers and stuff, are there any drums that are not being used at all, or is everyone manned currently?
So there's like a couple groups of 3 drums, and then a duo of drums in the back. It looks like there's basically 1 gorilla on each set of 3, and then 1 on the 2 in the back. So there are a few spots that you could jump in. For sure.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of just like walk over to this area and see if I can maybe catch eye contact with one of the Banthorians.
Yeah. What are you trying to like? Be like, let me get in.
I'm
there,
trying
or
to I'm
can
trying
I
to
jam?
I'm trying to check it first and see like if they look inviting when like if I can catch one of their eye contacts. But I'm not trying to like be disruptive, you know.
Okay. And do you have like your instrument out, or are you just kind of?
Well, I'd like to gesture to the drum and see if it would be okay if I played with them.
Okay. Make a persuasion check for me.
Okay.
Ooh, I can't wait to see what Lithariel does.
19.
Nice.
A 19 is good. He looks at you, and I rolled for him too, very, very low. He looks at you and sees you kind of eyeing the drum and like gives you a nod.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of like take a look.
It looks like a nod and then looks at the drum, like
Yeah.
gestures to it.
I'm gonna take a step up to it and then I'm gonna kind of like look back and see if I could find like B's eyesight, just because I'm feeling like really nervous right now. Yeah.
I would say that Abigail would also, she'd be trying to dance along, but she'd want to do so as respectfully as possible. So she'd like to look around and kind of find the rhythm and try and match it as best she can to kind of dance along as Letty joins the drum line.
Okay, cool. I think let's get an insight check from Abigail, and then do you step up as you look back and you see Abigail urging you on?
Yeah.
She's kind of starting to move a little bit.
I'll kind of turn back around and then just I'll start tapping on it, but I'll just kind of get the tempo and like a really basic rhythmic form of what the person next to me or something is playing, just to kind of blend in at first and try to just kind of like keep up with them.
Do you naturally get advantage on performance checks? Or do you have like expertise or whatever in it? Proficiency.
I do have proficiency in it. I don't think I naturally get.
Are you? What's your
Advantage?
musical instrument? Is your musical instrument drums? Because that would give you, I think, a bonus, right?
Let me see features and traits. Because it started me with 3 instruments. I just don't have. I decided that I didn't want to have one of them yet.
I would say either way, since you are, you took the time to observe for a minute, you aren't just like jumping in and going to town. You're kind of finding the rhythm and tempo.
Yeah, kind of slowly.
Yours will be a performance check with advantage. Abigail, what'd you roll for insight?
Okay.
17.
17 is good. As you look around, you don't just jump in and start wildly dancing. You kind of look around. You see this has just really got going. It's a little more reserved at this point. You see a lot of people in line for food. You do see a few people though, like definitely moving, but not outright like full on performative dancing. And you're easily able to match that energy.
It's good. Oh, I got a performance. Wait, why did it roll it again? I think I got a 19. Hold on.
We had advantage.
Yeah, I did, but I think I rolled a 19 and an 11, and then I might have accidentally rolled again on top of that, like not realizing I did, but it was a 19.
Okay, cool. It should just show you in your log either way. For a 19, you take a minute to kind of find the rhythm, and I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, I'll just like kind of start doing it very simple at first, and then maybe get a couple like pop, in there a couple times, like here and there, and just kind of like looking around and like nervously gauging like if I'm doing okay. I feel like I'm doing okay, but like kind of looking around to everybody else, making the eye contact while you're all playing music collaboratively,
So I believe Halbor is the only person that said they put their armband on. What did the rest of you do with your armbands?
Oh, what did I do?
Oh yeah, I did specifically put it on. I was gonna make a joke it was a belt, and instead she fixed it.
I don't remember what I said I did, But right now,
Nobody said anything. So
Oh,
I'm
well, I would've
asking
just-
you, like,
I'll just put it on
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we all would probably just
Yeah.
follow the rules.
Just trying to be
for now.
respectful and
For sure.
cool.
avoid
Yeah,
conflict.
so I'll say, you're looking out, kind of like gauging people's reaction to this clearly foreigner in a different land. And yeah, you've got your armband on. You were told that represents, a recognized visitor. You have, at least some reason to be here. And yeah, you see kind of a mix of curiosity and excitement even.
Yeah.
And I think that even all of the rest of you, Abigail, especially with your good insight check, are picking up on a little bit of that too. You aren't drawing the eye quite as much as Lothariel is by just jumping in this performance, but yeah, you're catching some looks, all of you. They're a mix of excitement, curiosity. Yeah.
Morga's very proud of Lothariel for putting himself out there. So what she's gonna do is she's gonna start clapping and just going whoa, but then eyeing everybody down who's just staring curiously in hopes that they join in, because you need to root for my friend, and I'm just staring everybody down going root for him, and that's.
So I will give you the choice to make a persuasion or an intimidation check here, depending on whether you're trying to be persuasive or intimidate these people into engaging.
I'm gonna
more
100% be intimidating.
To remind you, you do have like a 2-foot tall ally upon your shoulder.
And so I throw. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're doing like a little on top of her.
I'm just like sitting there vibing, and her head's twisting, giving all these people a stink eye.
I hope this works.
You're like her little Jiminy Cricket.
I got a 21, a 19 plus 2.
Yeah, 21 is really
Damn.
good. You kind of give a couple people that are seem to be a little less actively participating in what's going on. They seem to be like, more like personal conversations with each other. But you're able to like kind of stand behind them and like give them a little like eyebrow, and they kind of turn around and start, paying a little more attention, I guess.
Yeah.
At some point I want to, if it seems appropriate, I'm gonna kind of like go back to like a simpler beat and then kind of fade out and then take out my flute. And I kind of want to like add some like a little melody on top of like the rhythm that they're doing.
Yeah, and I'll say you can ride your 19.
Heck yeah.
For sure.
And now I'm just kind of in my sweet spot. My mask is like a little tilted up so I can make room for the mouthpiece. I'm just like going in.
Cool.
Having a great time.
So yeah, you guys are here. Abigail, you're kind of you're a little bit more to, I would say, probably closer to the front. Watching Lothariel dancing. Lothariel, you're performing there as long as you would like. Halbor and Morga are kind of making sure everybody is paying the proper attention. But yeah,
I'm also
anything
furious.
else you guys are doing here?
I'm just furiously taking notes on like they hit it with this kind of force. I'm watching these angles. It's this kind of tone. I've never been to I'm an 18-year-old kid who's never been to a concert. So I'm like taking all of those kind of notes of like, wow, the smells, the dancing, it's wild.
Make a perception check with disadvantage, Halbor.
What was your first concert? Oh, band through a drum circle. No way.
Get that, Birch?
All right, not bad. With disadvantage, I got a 14.
With disadvantage, you got a 14. I would say that I don't think it bothers you very much. Maybe it does, but you notice for a moment, nobody else is taking notes. And that strikes you as odd.
I like have this moment where I like look up and internally it's like, why isn't anyone else as fascinated by this as I am? And I like go back to take more notes.
Morga's gonna, with Halbor on her shoulder, is gonna walk up to Abigail and stand next to her, and kind of give Halbor the front row experience of this amazing concert, but at the same point, kind of crouch down and like kind of speak quietly so Lothario doesn't hear, and just say, he seems to be in his element right now.
I'm just like,
Yeah, this is about as normal as he gets in trying times like these, I suppose.
He sounds great.
Lungo.
Hell yeah.
I would like everybody but Lothario to make a perception check.
I'm locked in right now. They're opening it up so I can get little solos, like intermittent solos in.
I got a
Then come back
5.
in.
I got a 19.
Nice.
I got a 10.
I think Abigail, you may notice it a bit, but I think you're kind of lasered into Lothario right now. I think, you guys have known each other for a bit now, and I don't think this is probably the first time that you've seen Lothario play this instrument. Maybe not just for you. But this is definitely performance would definitely be the most, I think, engaging music performance that you've seen Lothario be a part of. So I think that you're kind of locked in to watching him the same way he's locked into the music. Morga, you have a person on top of you, and you have it's like his sash and things are like kind of like
Limited
obscuring
view.
your vision. So you're kind of like having to like adjust constantly to make sure his stuff isn't getting in your eyes.
Sorry.
Halbor, you notice something in this moment. You see the leaves of the trees begin to move a lot more, and up here, especially the altitude that you currently occupy on top of Morga, you begin to feel the breeze intensify. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, shoot. It's all fun and games.
I got a flat 10. Well, I mean a 7 plus 3, but I got a 10.
Strong 10.
With a 10, the drums begin to fade, and you kind of you go through this moment. You can hear the flute still, but the drums kind of fade, and the wind picks up, and you see these trees begin to sway in the wind. You can feel the platform beneath you begin to sway and give a little bit as these trees are moving around you, and you watch as this wind now is almost you see the pennants and flags that are hanging above the drums, and all the musicians seem to be focused. It's almost like this slow motion moment for you, Halbor. You aren't hearing all the sounds around you, but you can still see the people playing the drums, and it almost slows down a little bit as you see leaves start to scatter as they're being blown from the trees. The pennants and flags above the musical performance are now whipping in the wind. And you see the house that is kind of behind and to the right of the drum circle. It's got one of those kind of gear systems that works along the outside, and you see as the wind begins to pick up even more, you start to look around a little bit, and you see the eyes and the faces of the residents here begin to look a little alarmed. But again, you don't hear that or hear them. You see their mouths moving, but you don't hear them talking. But this machine on the side of the house, in this strong wind, you see this gear is knocked off from the edge of whatever mechanism it is powering, and you watch it again almost in slow motion drop to the ground, and this gear, this cog, begins to roll across the ground, and it rolls kind of behind and over the rug where the people are drumming, and through around the backside of the drums at the bottom of the image, and then kind of around until it settles just in front of you, and it does one of those things like a coin where it kind of and then slowly settles, and you hear a voice in your head.
What the hell?
You see it, don't you? The wheel within the wheel. 4 spokes, turning not for motion, but for meaning. Creation is not chaos. It is precision. And precision, child of flesh, is what you must become. The artifact you seek is no mere weapon. It is a key, a calibration, a correction to a divine misalignment. The invader is a fracture in the great design, a rusted tooth in the gearwork of existence. You will not find what you need by chasing power. You must build it. Piece by piece, thought by thought. The gods may speak in riddles, but the truth is always engineered. When the time comes, remember, even the smallest cog can halt the mightiest machine. And as you hear that word machine, you see the wind begins to die down and time almost dilates in your head and your eyes do that kind of like zoom in, zoom out at the same time, Alfred Hitchcock like film effect as the sounds come back to you.
Just
Make
get
a religion check.
Me? Okay.
Actually sit there stunned for a couple more minutes.
Dirty. That's exactly what I was going to say, but dirty 20 on that religion check.
Nice.
The iconography, the gear, the reference to cogs, machines, design, gear work. There's only one voice that would have spoken to you like this, and that is the voice of Gond.
God.
One of the gods of Faerun. You would know with that check. This is the, I believe Gond is a dwarven god of engineering. Let me just double check on that.
I know he's like a dwarven god of some kind.
Yes, he is the dwarven god of craftsmithing and inventiveness. Very, very often associated in the temples and world of Faerun as, you know, the god of design and artifice and engineering. Not a huge surprise to you that you would be spoken to him by here, given what you have kind of seen going on in this village. But you do know, this time it was just you. You know that. And you also know this is the second god that you have been spoken to in almost as many days.
So, I do think that's like the right call, and I have like this moment where it's like I'm furiously scribbling, and it just like pauses, and it like settles, and then Morga can either pick that up or not, and then it like furiously restarts scribbling after like a few minute break. But it's like me now trying to write down what he said and remember the like phrase and the infos before I like, if she notices or not, I then like tap her on the shoulder once I'm done.
So as you look down, thinking to yourself, Morgan can pick that up or not, you look down and there's nothing there.
Oh, really? There's no... Okay. I write more notes.
You look back up at the mechanism on the side of the house where it came from, and it's sitting there on its wheel, turning.
Oh.
I was gonna say Morga is gonna notice the pause in writing and scribbling, and just kind of whisper to Halbor on her shoulder, try not to interrupt anybody listening to the music. You stopped taking notes. Are you okay?
You see his, like, if you like could see his face, his eyes are doing that like I just came out of a like coma, like scrolling all over like the outside of his vision as like he puts thoughts into words, and he kind of like squeaks out I think I just had a message from another god. Did you see the wheel fall off? And I like point to the building, even though the wheel's there, like I still point it out.
Morgan's gonna just like look around and then also look behind her, and of course taking Albor with her as she shifts. I see nothing but the drums. What? Oh, when did this happen?
Just now, the wind picked up dangerously, and then I was watching the wheel fall off, and then I was spoken to. Which none of that seemed to be felt by anyone else.
I'll say as you guys are having this conversation, Lothario, you notice that the tempo is beginning to slow down a little bit, and you get the sense that this is starting to come to kind of an end. The drums seem to be open and available during this time period, but you see, one or two of the other people drumming begin to go get in the line for food. And
I'll kind of just like tame to a close and let them kind of finish out their song, like just drums, and go back, walk over, and rejoin everybody. That was incredible.
You did great.
Oh,
Good
thank you.
job, Letty. I'm proud of you.
I haven't had that much fun in quite some time, and here nonetheless.
So when are we gonna get an encore?
Well, I suppose I could maybe play again later, but I am quite
Maybe we
hungry.
should go get some free food.
Absolutely, please.
Food.
If it's free, it's for me.
Hey guys, wait, before we go, I need to ask. Did any of you see the wheel fall off the building? Did you see or feel the wind pick up?
I'm not gonna lie, I had my eyes
thought
closed
you
most
were
of the time.
just- Thought you were just really into the music with that 1,000-yard stare.
I start furiously pointing at my notebook, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure a different deity spoke to me from the one that saved us from the water. He talked a lot about crafts
Aren't
work.
you a special boy?
Yeah,
Well-
little buddy, stop talking.
And it was a profound experience, and I don't know how else to describe it but a time dilation inside my own mind. But I was told that this item is a key of some kind to a fracture in design. The words were very flowy. I did not have time to take notes.
Did it seem like he had another task to add to our list?
More of a warning that power is built and not found or coveted.
Fair enough.
That was the biggest thing I took from my little experience.
That seems wise.
Something tells me they're worried about people turning evil as shit with power again, so fair enough.
I mean, we do have the Lord of Murder, or something, running around being a prick.
Who doesn't, really?
Quite literally nobody.
I will.
Go ahead.
I will say, you guys are at a point now where you are a little bit free to move in the world. You have some information. You have free room and board for at least tonight. You now have a little bit of local currency in your pocket. But yeah, you guys are more than welcome to do whatever you would like. You can go grab food and, get an early rest and pick up tomorrow or whatever you would see fit to do. But yeah, this is I will say, kind of our first open location.
Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go get some food, free food, especially on a journey like this. I'm not gonna pass that up.
Cooked, prepared food, in fact.
Yeah, what they got over there?
Not that your fishing wasn't right talented, Morgan.
It was the best catch I'd ever seen.
It's okay. Fish can only feed you for so long.
This is true.
As you guys approach
Let's
the
get you some
table,
carbs, baby.
You
Thank you.
see several types of dishes that are laid out in these like large serving, type bowls with big, spoons in them. Everything looks to be very beautifully carved from woods and kind of fitting with the theme of the rest of the aesthetic here. But you see bowls with what looks like citrus and mango and peppers. You see things that look like almost like a mashed root vegetable of some kind. You see like wraps like that you heard that they had flatbread, so you're seeing like these flatbread wraps that have look like carrot, cucumber, and some sort of like pepper aioli. You see dishes with like this really beautiful kind of like almost emerald red rice. And you can see that it looks like it's got like lemongrass, maybe like banana peppers in there with some like sauteed like greens as well. But yeah, you see a lot of kind of you know depth of flavor vegetarian kind of dishes that seem to really reflect the local flora and flora.
Yeah, I'm making a fat plate, dig it in, for sure, for now.
I want to make like a sampler plate, like just a little bit of everything.
Okay.
If we like go sit down and eat and stuff, um, kind of like sit there and eat for a moment, and then, um,
It's
kind of,
spicy.
it's spicy. Okay. They got water. I got a water
Yeah.
skin. I'll be drinking water.
Yeah, they had water and they had a ale barrel set up at the buffet.
I rolled a personal con save since I learned it was spicy because my character is not really dealt with. It's way too spicy. He finishes it. It's way too spicy for him. He's like miserable. He's sweating.
Now I need to ask: are you eating on top of Morga, or have you taken a place at the table?
No, I would have her like put me down. Not there's. I'm a gentleman, not to be rude.
Okay, yeah. So you guys, if you're at the table here with the halberd, you can see him like he's like sweating.
It's just like,
His eyes look like they're watering. He's like beads of sweat are forming on his forehead.
Morgan's just gonna take one of the flatbreads that she has on her plate while also eating one and just start using it as a fake.
He's super red. His face is like red.
Abigail is in heaven. The spicier the better. And she is going to just pile up on whatever the biggest like noodle carb is and just immediately start like adding red pepper flakes to it and whatever she can to make it even spicier. Just look at you all like
Depending on the dish, some of it definitely had crushed chili flakes in there as well. If you guys are curious about the dishes, you certainly can ask. They are actual things.
Made with wraith peppers.
I want to know.
Yeah, so you see Murray Kai, and you go up to her and kind of ask her, what's going on here, and she begins to point at all the dishes, and she says, "Oh well, first we've got the ember fruit salad. That's the one that had the peppers, the mango, the citrus, and then the spicy root mash here is smoked jungle yams, crushed chili seeds, coconut milk. The flatbread wrap." She says, "Well, these are our vine fire wraps. They've got slivered carrots, cucumber, and a lava pepper aioli." And then the red rice, there's our grilled rainforest rice. It's got lemongrass, fermented banana pepper paste, and sauteed jungle greens. We also have the roasted plantain skewers. Those are plantains glazed in dragon fruit sauce and jungle chili oil. And then we've got the sunburst grain bowl. That's millet, golden berries, diced papaya, and a crispy chili tofu.
Yeah,
Delicious.
she is chowing down on that rice and those plantains for sure.
Mm-hmm.
learning that one of them has like orange in it, that becomes my favorite. Orange is good for a sick body.
Well, it's interesting to think that that time is so skewed in our favor while we're here.
Hey, waste not, want not.
It means minimal damage is being done back home.
Maybe you'll scare the pirates off with all them oranges too.
I'm gonna kind of like poke at my food a little bit, look over towards Halvor. You seem the studious type. How are you at strategy?
Theoretically, I'm pretty good.
All right.
This is my first, like, field experience.
Yeah, same here. Well, I think we should start thinking about how we're going to find this temple. Although it seems impossible.
Well, with the little glance at the map that I had, I'm like, we're sitting eating. I don't want to like pull out papers. Halvor is a gentleman. He's not gonna fucking get spills on his like special patchwork paperwork. No way. So he's like, from my glimpses, there were a couple of mountains. It would be quite the trek, but we would, if the shifting sands, as it were, truly moved, a higher vantage point would be the best to start with, no?
Sounds advantageous.
Otherwise, we could always just stick to the river, but then we risk the pirates on the northern part of the island.
I'd love to avoid them as much as possible.
Because, yeah, like, DM, you said we can check that map of Paldir at any time, right?
Yep, it's live.
So, I might be a little fuzzy, but I think there's like, it's almost like the strategically placed mountains throughout this land. It'd be quite easy to get like grasp in like thirds or fourths of the island. If we wanted to spend time with that, that is quite the trek. I don't know. I like look over at Morga a little sad, and I'm like, my little legs would be quite sore afterwards.
I'm just gonna look at him and go, "You'll never have to walk."
I'm just
again."
like I'm so happy, but I'm like so
Legs.
sad at the same time. It's like this is so cool, and I feel so bad carrying me everywhere.
Morgan's just gonna grab another roll and start eating some more carbs. Keep going.
Yes, we can start with the mountains. Maybe Gorman or somebody here could help us along a bit as well. Maybe a guide.
Halvor, make a intelligence check for me as you think about strategy and giving the notes that you have so far.
Smart
I've
man.
been rolling like fire tonight. It's not gonna keep up. I got a 19.
Go.
A 19 is really good. You know, as he asks you, how much experience do you have with strategy, you start considering, line of sight. You start with the most basic stuff first. You're like, well, high ground equals perspective. We don't know where we're at. And then you start to dive a little bit deeper, moving away from, just kind of common sense and thinking about the notes from the journal. That's the only thing thus far that has
Like,
even mentioned, kind of any connection to a temple or anything. And there was some pertinent info in there. You learned about the time, you learned about this temple, the supposed shifting sands. And the last thing of note in there starts to kind of turn in your head as you think about he was worried about the pirates. I think it triggers even again when Lothariel's like, yeah, we got to avoid them. As he says that, you think in your head, well, they know who wrote this journal, and if they've been spying on him, they may know where he is. So that kind of thought, of course, crosses your mind while you're thinking about strategy here.
And it comes out of my mouth like, well, there's the flip side of the pirates, which is if they didn't murder the writer of the book Abigail found, excuse me, a journal, I need to appropriately treat it. In theory, they might know who wrote this and be able to offer us some insight onto his words, maybe even point us in the proper direction. But that is, if everybody's afraid of them, What, you know, they kind of have free reign, so what might they know?
Are you saying we befriend pirates?
Yeah,
I'm
they don't seem
saying
the friendly type.
I'm saying we should observe them in the bare minimum, and then potentially ally in the face of world-ending destruction. But
Why?
otherwise, no.
Why can we ask everyone what they know about pirates, and so that way we have some information of what they're capable of before we head out?
Well, I must say I don't know about the exact like size, like square, you know, mileage wise of this island, but if the pirate stronghold is roughly where Gorman said it was, how have they not heard the drums if this is a frequent thing? There's no other music. The sound should carry for miles.
Maybe they have some kind of
So
treaty.
I'll say you can kind of get a scope a little bit as you look at the map. You knew it took you about a day and a half to 2 days to make your way from the edge of the island to Banthura. And that you also see a structure on the map that, you know, you did. Of everything you already knew, this was where, you know, a pirate stronghold of
Would
called
have made
Ravenside
sense.
Keep is probably located. You know, it's hard pressed to think that that could be anything else. I think.
So their economy is bananas. So unless the pirates are banana pirates, I don't think they have much that they want of value.
And the reason I said that is that you would know there's no way
Like
something
the
that far
sound
away
would
would.
be.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no possible way the sound is carrying that far.
Mm.
My point still stands. I'm surprised somebody hasn't heard it by now. But I do retract and refix that statement and go, well, obviously the sounds of the jungle must drown it out at long distances, but the drums should carry a good ways. I'm surprised they haven't had any more run-ins.
Well, hopefully that means they don't travel this far south.
Oh,
And
that would
so
be a blessing
it'll
if they were
be a little bit more time before we run into them, inevitably, it sounds like.
So as I look at the map, it appears there is like a river. We could pretty much section the island based upon what chunks are split by the river. So there's roughly 4 to 5 sections if we wanted to systematically search everything. Like Halbor's little like I've been in a library my entire life is like, well, if we just systematically look at every single space, we can't miss it if we don't want to mess with the pirates, but that would be time we don't have. And I'm like showing there's like the bottom chunk, and I'm like, we could just explore through here, but it would seem better to move more inland, no?
Unfortunately, yes.
At this point, I kind of want to glance over at Abigail. Like, do you seem to know the at least the plant life better than the rest of us? Do you have any? What do these like? Does anything grow on shifting sands in the Feywild?
The Feywild itself is ever changing and shifting, so I'd imagine it could adapt pretty well. And I agree with your theory, they're probably further inland, because the further inland, the more things protecting you from outer forces and things. Using nature to your advantage. Pirate, druids, fae, we all like hiding amongst natural variety.
Abigail, I would say too, like the idea of like terrain moving around sounds very fey. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
it's there's lots of just migratory plant creatures that exist there that don't exist in Faerun.
Do you think the shifting, like listening to what Abigail is saying about it, do you think the shifting sands portion is a part of the Fae that is here? Is that
Fae
possible?
like. Sand isn't really the Feywild style, as far as where I'm from at least, but definitely could be influenced by the Fae, as we've seen apparent in the rest of this. But It's not exactly the Fae. It's just very similar. Similar tricks, different origins, it feels.
Another inquiry, we might actually want to ask Gorman what's up with the very northern tip of this island, because there's more of a open gap at the base of this mountain, no? Does this not look a little different compared to the rest of how he's sketched this place?
Hmm.
Why is this up here so devoid of trees?
I cannot begin to understand.
It might also be a point of origin of our search. A clearing's never a bad thing to poke around in if you can do it safely.
Well, I think we can definitely ask around the village here a bit more. Maybe spend another half day today, tomorrow, planning more and gathering more information.
Are we planning on potentially like trying to stay here long term? Because otherwise, we just got some currency. We should just like stay here 3 days in a row, gather all our intel, and leave and never come back. If that's like this inclination.
I'll turn to Halbor, and in Halfling, I'll say that is a very fair point, and I think we should.
And I do not understand what you say because I do not speak halfling. And I just kind of give you this look and I'm like, wait, I can fix this. And I start like ritually casting comprehend languages, even though it takes 10 minutes.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna just say to everybody, turn to B and maybe a bit of shopping. We can look around the village a bit more. At least window
Yeah,
shop.
that, and I'm sure there's some elders in this village that maybe don't go there areas, which unfortunately for us is probably our best bets of places to go.
Good point.
As you guys are, continuing to have this conversation, you see now a few of the musicians have finished eating and are going back to the drums to close out their night.
Just enjoying it. I'm still kind of like riding
Yeah,
the
let's
nerves of like doing that in
have
front of so
fun
many
for
people.
now. It's fine.
I think I'd like to see what these banana coins can get me.
Banana away, my friend.
I've never had a foreign currency before.
It's supposedly the biggest one.
I'm gonna keep one as a keepsake. She's gonna just take one out of her money bag and put it like in her backpack.
Foreign currency collection started.
Start now.
Nice.
I have one of those IRL. Anyways. I would like to see if there are any well, B, do you think we should find somebody to speak to, or go and see about spending a little banana coin first?
Let's bolster the local economy for tonight, and then we'll ask questions tomorrow, I think.
Fair
I will
enough.
say, as you guys kind of, start to think about this, you kind of look around and you get the sense that most of the shops and things are going to be closed at this point.
Okay, got you.
It's a party.
I was
Have a little
just thinking.
fun.
You see Murikai over there. She's got a large tankard, and it's just transparent enough that you can kind of see the shadow of the liquid, and it's like really close to the bottom. And she's like starting to like get into it. She like elbows one of the serving bowls, and like the spoon falls out onto the ground. So, oh goodness me.
Just enjoying the music. I don't know what I want to do at this point.
I would say I kind of like start rehashing so we've explicitly dealt with 2 gods so far, if my vision is to be correct, that I've deduced properly, which I hope I have, but I'm like, so we've talked to this one, we've talked to this one. It's like, oh man, we're on a... I kind of look up to Morga, who's been quiet this whole tactical conversation. I'm like, it's kind of surprising that we've actually been contacted by so many deities.
It makes me very nervous, and it makes me a little uneasy that we've been contacted. You've been contacted twice, and I I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I just have this feeling that something isn't right.
It could be that Bane is terrorizing the mainland.
No, I can't put my finger on it.
Is it because your god hasn't contacted you?
She's just gonna look at Abigail. Go.
Sorry. She's gonna just put like a plantain in her mouth.
No, it's just.
Morga, make a insight check for me, please.
Ooh, goody.
That was the best, like, angry, don't
I
bring
got a
it
nat 20 plus 1.
Let's go!
place.
With a nat 20, I think that you immediately
I just randomly rolled again. I'm sorry.
So it is doing weird stuff like rolling twice.
Yeah.
you recognize. Okay, he said he saw gear. We were in the ocean. It seems to be that these deities are meeting you in places that reflect who they are. And so you take solace in the knowledge that, you haven't really been in an environment that accentuates like protection, and you feel confident that you will hear from your god on this island.
She's just gonna sigh and just drink her drink and just look at everyone and go, maybe I'm thinking too hard.
Sorry.
Well, second question. If you've taken a look at this map, is there any place you think we should go to first? Otherwise, we should just... I believe Lithariel and Abigail are right. We should probably ask the populace in the morning.
Yes,
think a little bit of
because
rest
currently
would be
this looks like the most favorable place on the map. And we're here.
Good enough for me, yeah. It's like... I could use a rest. I am magically drained after those crocodiles. As I, like, wince, remembering being bitten almost in half.
Oh yeah.
Tactical misplay.
I'm gonna go get up and walk over to Marikai.
Okay.
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, love.
This is a wonderful event. Do you do this every day or every week?
We do it every few days.
Wow. I hope I get to experience this again in my life. I was curious about... I seem to have misplaced some tools on my journey here. And I have some of the ingredients for a pineapple honey mead, and was wondering if you could possibly help me out to finish it off.
Well, we have a brewery in town. Ibu Riff it runs it. You can't miss it. It's got a burlap sack on and a piece of grain on the sign.
Okay.
He
I'm just
doesn't
like talking
sell-
business right here, just completely disregarding her like tone and like she's partying, you know what I mean? She's like, huh?
He doesn't sell to the public, but he may have some supplies.
All right, thank you.
Did you try the food?
I did. It was incredible.
Oh, wonderful.
Sorry, the drums are a bit loud up here where you're dancing.
Yes, it is. It's quite loud, but I'll tell Vesha you liked it.
Okay, well, yes, please do. Thank you so much. I may see you in the morning.
All right. I'll probably be at the bar when you come downstairs.
All right. Just awkwardly. Well, good night.
Good night.
I'll go back to the group. I need to pick up some tools at some point, but that'll be a quick stop. We can do that tomorrow. So what are we thinking for the rest of the night?
I think some rest would be good.
Yeah, I was crazy day.
Very long day.
Psycho day.
And we get to sleep in beds tonight and not hammocks.
True.
I didn't like the hammock. I fell out.
I am a little sad I'm this far off of the ground. But a bed should be fine, I guess.
They made their own ground. Innovative, really.
The comfier ground.
Comfier ground.
Morgan's just gonna look at Halbor and go, remind me to find you a bunch of dirt for next time we take a rest. And you can make your own bed anywhere you go, buddy.
I'm just like, really?
Pats him on the head.
You'd carry like 20 pounds of dirt for me.
It's just like a sigh of knowing how much like weight training I'm going through. Absolutely.
You think it's like, I'm only 25 pounds roughly. So like, you kind of give this heft of like me and you're like, yeah, I could do this.
Yeah.
Lothariel's gonna go grab a drink to go. And then kind of, shall we go back to the tavern then? Get settled in.
Probably.
Probably. Rest in a strange area is always hard. Although this is definitely nicer than on the open forest.
All right,
More
you guys
controlled ambiance.
begin to wrap up the evening, finishing whatever food you may have had left over, grabbing a drink or two to take back to the room, and you make your way into the almost empty, tavern room, and up the stairs to the two rooms, B and Lothariel in one, and and Halbor and Morga in the other.
As we go in, I'm also just like, Morga, thank you again for letting me share your room.
Of course. I love sleepovers.
Anything anybody would like to do before we all go to bed for the night?
Yeah, I'm gonna once we get into the room, I'm gonna is there a lock on the door? Can I lock the door?
Yeah.
Okay, it's for safety because I'm
Yeah,
I still
you
don't
think it's
really
like
know this place. So
definitely not a bank vault door, but it's like a
Right.
simple.
I'll throw the wood latch over just because I feel uneasy about possibly sleeping in a new place. And then now that it's just B and I'll take my mask off as well. And I'll kind of just get there. Is there two beds, or like a bed and a couch vibe? Oh, there's two beds. Okay, I'll throw mine over, there and just kind of get settled in. This is going to be so much nicer than sleeping in the jungle. I guess we're technically still in the jungle, but you know what I mean.
Consider it a reward for being brave today.
Yes, all those people were staring at us while we were playing music, and it's one thing when it's all humans and elves and halflings. Made me a bit more nervous that it was these Banthurians. I don't know why. It's harder to read their expressions. I'm not as used to it as people. Well, they're people, I guess. I don't know. I'm digging myself a hole now.
I think it's fair game, seeing how you walk around with a mask they can't read.
I just kind of pick up the mask, turn it over, and looking at it. Fair, I guess. Just put it back down.
Besides, they indulge you in their music and their enjoyment.
Very true. That really was one of the nicest days I've had in our past few months. Well, that portion at least. Not the crocodile portion, that was terrible.
That's a day without a little excitement. But I agree. Just the kind of day I'd want to tell my brother about, but we'll get there one day, right? Have more good days ahead of us. Just have a lot of insane shit to do first.
I'm sure he's okay, B. Like you said, he's quick and smart.
Yeah.
And thankfully
can hope.
we're not going to be gone as long as we are going to be gone because of the time thing.
Yeah, unless he's stuck in a place like this. Who knows how many things like this can be around Faerun.
Oh, that's a scary thought.
It's the only kind of thoughts I have when it comes to my little brother.
Just kind of like trail off of that. And well, do you need anything before bed?
No, I think I'm ready to face plant into this bed very, very happily.
But perfect, because me too. And then I'm just gonna kind of like turn over and just get comfortable and try to ease in for the night.
You guys can both take inspiration. Anything
Ooh.
going on in the other room?
Inspiration.
Morga's gonna definitely be praying, but also in the process asking Halbor like random questions of the universe because he takes so many notes, just to try to get to know him a little bit more, and but at the same time praying so hard she just falls asleep in the process. So you just hear. So what do you think? it's just snoring.
Albor, as you hear the sound of Morga drift into a slumber here, you are the last person awake, and you had quite an experience a few minutes ago. Any last thoughts before you go to bed?
Like ever the inquisitive mind, I actually think he's sitting there now thinking about like what did that gear. It's almost like he's working in reverse. It's like I don't know what the hell the gear came like. Why did he use that? I mean, I know why he did that, but it's almost the thought of like why this gear, why this machine, why like what does that machine do if it's something a god could channel a vision through? How like is it like how grand of a design is it? What kind of design has built this? I'm like stuck now in Banthura itself. Like how did they build this? How long has this been here? There's all sorts of questions I now need answered about like the physical ground I am standing on in these treetops. Like, and that's kind of I think he's like lost mid thought of like I have a laundry list of questions as he like drifts off to sleep.
As you drift off to sleep, the tabs forever open in your mind. You guys all fall into a nice, deep 8-hour sleep. Your thoughts are not disturbed by visions of your loved ones or disturbing messages from the gods. You all get such a good night's sleep, in fact, that you gain a level. You guys are all going to be level 3, approaching the new day. You've spoken to a couple of gods. You've found reference to a temple on this island, and have made a little bit of progress. And I think as you guys open up your character sheets and we look at options for level 3, that is where we will end tonight's episode. But we have the village, the settlement, the treetop canopy city of Banthura to explore, questions to ask, mysteries to unravel, and we will find out next time. That's it.
Yeah.
GG.
The suspense is killing me.
Alrighty, thank you so much for watching tonight's episode of the Jungles of Paldir. We appreciate you being here. One more quick reminder, at Side21TV is where you will find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, and you can head over to Side21.tv to check out our merch store. We've got a Discord link below. Join up there. We would love to chat with you about the campaign or a number of other topics. But that's going to do it for us tonight. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you next time on Side 21. Good night.